Good morning, everybody. So we are now in the lesson one lecture for practical research one in terms of selecting and synthesizing information from relevant literature. So this is very important to determine and define relevant sources of information, especially in practical research, since you are looking for uh, an information that is credible, reliable, and authentic. A literature review follows an essay format. So we have an introduction. It also follows the body and conclusion. But if the literature itself is the topic of the essay, your essay will need to consider the literature in terms of the key topics. Right. For a while, I think let's continue. So as I've said a while ago, there should be an introduction, body, and a conclusion. So we have here an example plan. We have the introduction. So the topic sentence that states the road of your thesis, following sentences that state what is included or excluded in the parameters. And the final sentences that signals lists of key topics that will be used to discuss selected sources. And in terms of your body, in your research, you need to divide up your texts into sections, topics as indicated in the last sentence of your introduction. And each paragraph will be a synthesis of many texts that you have chosen for your literature review. And lastly, in terms of conclusion, this is the summary of the related literature and studies. It may be composed of 5 to 10 sentences. But what are the specific guide in writing literature review? Number one, you need to choose a topic. Your literature review should be guided by a central research question. Um, and remember, it is not a collection of loosely related studies in the field, but instead it represents background and research developments related to specific research questions, interpreted and analyzed by you in a synthesized way. So, kumbaga, kung na kayo chosen topic, dapat pumita ka og relevant topics that's almost the same on your preferred study. And the second one is to decide on the scope of the review. In this case, you need to ask yourselves this: how many studies do you need to look at, and how comprehensive should it be, and how many years should it cover? Right. So in our case, no, we will maximize and use studies from 2020 up to 2025 in terms of relevance. Okay. And we also need to select the databases you will use to conduct your searches. Make a list of your databases in your chosen topics for asan mo siya na-research, asan mo siya i-download. And number four, to conduct your research and find the literature. You need to review the abstract of your research studies carefully. This will save you time, and you need to write down the searches that you conduct in each um, database so that you may duplicate them if you need to alter or avoid dead-end searches that you've forgotten already. And you can use bibliographies and references of research studies, and you can find it in the different sources later on. And in terms of review of related literature, you need to ask yourselves with this question. Number one, what was the research question of the study you are reviewing? Number one. What were the authors trying to discover? The third one, was the research funded by a source that influenced the findings? The fourth one, what were the research methodologies? Fifth, analyze its literature review, the samples and variables used in the results and the conclusion. And next one, does the research seem to be complete? Could it have been conducted more soundly? What further question does it raise? And if there are conflicting studies, why do you think that is? And how are the authors reviewed in the field? And how is the study being cited? If so, how has it been analyzed? So you can take a photo in this because this will be your guide in selecting review of related literature. So now your task is to um, complete the phrase below, no? So a review of related literature provides what? So in your activity note, it's just a short reflection, okay, for 2 minutes. And this time, we will have second task on what I can do. So you fill in the graphic organizing by synthesizing your idea on writing the review of related literature. So what are the questions that you need to ask yourselves though in reviewing the related literature? You can list at least four. One, two, three, and four. Next, let's have the lesson two, citing related literature using the standard styles, which is the APA or MLA and Chicago Manual Styles. APA stands for the American Psychological Association, whereas your MLA stands for the Modern Language Association. And the third one is we have the Chicago Manual Styles. So we have here a task though. So read the following selection and organize your literature review and fill up the author's results and implication provided below. So let me read the abstract. No? According to Fabre 2015, increasing the performance level among the students is common goal as teacher. With this, interactive science notebook or ISN is an intervention used to increase students' performance and interest in learning science. And this study focused on grade 10 frugality students who failed in science subject based on their performance task. Pre-tests and post-tests were conducted to find out the relationship of students' learning in science with the help of interactive science notebook as an intervention. Results revealed that the performance task of students increases as well as their final grades. This is because the students learn more if they participate directly in class performance and gain deeper learning. And when the students are motivated to participate more, there is a great possibility that the written works and quarterly assessment grading system will increase significantly. So your task right now is to um, give the author, like who is the author on this abstract, what is the result of this study and what is the implication. Okay? What's the implication of the study mo raw? Unsay matabang kumbaga sa results sa iyang study. Okay? So please can take a photo. So I think that would be all Muna for at this moment, and we will proceed our lecture on the next session. So that would be all, and good morning.